Morning, guys. How's it going? Let me get my chair over here. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far. Oh, gotta move a little slow. Anyway, guys, I thought I'd do this video. I just now got where my internet worked again. Not yesterday night, the evening before it went out. Wouldn't work. It was my, I don't know what you call it, one of the boxes went wonkers on me, and I actually went and got another one yesterday and then tried to set it all up, and I kept goofing it up. Finally, I gave up, went to bed last night, and then woke up this morning. I thought, well, let me try it again, and I finally got it working. I had a plug in the wrong place, guys. Just not paying attention. So, but I was able to get that done. I'm doing this video here, fellas. This was kind of something that started with the RC guys. I know Jeff was tagged, and then Jeff started it over here into us model builders. And what it is you tag 3 people. You tell a little bit about yourself first, and then you tag 3 people. Okay. So, and what it is, you have your main hobby, and he wanted to know what other 3 hobbies that you was into. So, I think that was a really cool idea, because I've been watching some of the videos when I can this morning. I caught a couple of them, and it's just pretty cool to find out what people's hobbies are. So, yeah, that's pretty neat. Anyway, I was tagged by Doug over to Hensley's Hobbies. My buddy Doug, he tagged me. So I tried to tag him back, but that didn't work. So I didn't have to do this. No, I'm kidding, Doug. Anyway, he's a good old boy. I really liked everything he talked about in his video. And then a few of the other guys I've watched so far. I'm going to watch them all here today off and on. So, but other than building models and my diecast, guys, my plastic models and my diecast, I love them. Been doing it for a long time. That actually is my #1 hobby. Okay, so let's go to the other 3. My first one would probably have to be, and I'm gonna have to combine them, guys. Hunting and fishing. I don't get to do it as much anymore, but I love to hunt and I love to fish. Okay, it's just something I was raised up. My entire family, from my grandpa, God bless him, to my dad, to everybody, we all hunted, we all fished, and it was passed on to me. And it's something I don't get to do a lot anymore. Hopefully here pretty soon I start feeling better and I can start going hunting and fishing more. I'm looking forward. I hope maybe in November I can go deer hunting this year. Because I miss them days. I can remember the days being out there hunting and fishing and going out and hunting for deer season. And my dad, and earlier on, my grandpa, and then some of my uncles and my cousins. And, it was a place for all us guys to go and get away from the wives and the women and the girlfriends. And we'd go out there for 9 days, guys, just let it go. We'd sit around the fire at night and talk and tell stories, and as always, somebody always had a bigger story than the next person. It might start out with my grandpa and go to my dad, his story would be bigger, and then go to an uncle, his story would be bigger. And it was just funny, let's sit there listening to all of it, And I miss them days, because all of them are gone, So that gets a little touchy. But, yeah, hunting and fishing, that's got to be my first one, guys. I wish I'd get back to it and do more, because I love to catfish. I love all the types of different hunting, from rabbit hunting to squirrel hunting to deer hunting to, I don't care what it is. Running rabbits with dogs, whatever. I used to love it. The fishing part, it didn't matter what kind of fishing it was. Like I said, I preferred catfishing. But I love the bass fish. I love the stream fish for smallmouth bass. Shoot, if I catch goggle eye, if I catch a carp out of a lake, I was happy. It was fun. So that'd be number one, guys. Hunting and fishing. I had to combine them because to me they're kind of the same thing. Okay. And I've got a lot of hobbies, guys. Okay, a lot of different type of hobbies. Number two would probably have to be my stamp collecting. Okay, I've been collecting stamps ever since I was a little boy. I've got my stamps from when I was a little boy, back in the 60s, early 60s. And so I've collected a lot of stamps over the years. Like this book right here, I can show you a few books. This book right here is United States from 1847 to 1932. It's not full, but I have a lot of stamps in here, okay? And I got to be a little careful because some of them are pretty valuable. Like right here, guys. This is a page of the 1893 Columbian Exhibition. Okay, like 6 of them are mint, never been used. So this whole book here alone, from 1847 to 1932, it's not complete, but it's getting close. So, you know, that's something I'm still working on. It's not a cheap hobby. Here's another book from my stamps. This is from 1933 to 1964. Guys, this is complete. Every stamp made in the United States from 1933 to 1964 is in this book. Okay? It's just, there's the national parks from 1935. You know, I just, Mount Rainier commemorative sheet. Just everything you can think of. There's 1938 presidents. Overrun countries, 1943 to 44. A lot of history here. Just different things. Anyway, these are all mint. All these stamps in this here, these are all mint, uncirculated, guys. Never been hinged. So from 1933 to 64. That's one of my books. Then, I don't know, guys. I just got different books. I like foreign stamps too, guys. Here's a book. It's just full of foreign stamps. There's some Olympic stamps here. Different countries, you know. I'm not going to sit here and start naming all the countries, but lots of stamps here. A lot of foreign stamps in that book. Here's another one that's loaded with foreign stamps, guys. Like I said, I love my stamps. I love stamp collecting. And I think the reason I like it is because I'm a history buff and I love history, guys. And the world's history is in stamps. You can become a stamp collector and everything that's ever happened in history, there's a stamp on it, guys. Whether it be an individual, whether it be an event, a war, whatever it is. There's stamps on it, you know. And I'm a history buff and that's why I like collecting stamps so much. But like here, this is... this book here, the reason I like it is because, you know, I'm in the model building and all that stuff. Well, this covers planes and trucks and cars and tanks and trains from different countries, you know. So, and there's a mess of them in here. There's a sheet on nothing but planes. I hope you guys can see all this, but anyway, that's another book right there. And then you get a few little things too, guys. I like, as far as stamp collecting, I like collecting a variety of everything. Not just the stamp, but a variety of everything. From postcards to first day issue covers to like some non-used. Here's some from the space shuttle missions. You can tell they've never been used, guys. There's the Apollo 15 first day of issue cover. I hope you can see this. There's an airmail stamp. Some more airmail stamp covers that's never been used. There's an 11-cent JFK, never been used. A 5-cent airmail. A 2-cent airmail. Just different things like that, you know. And then postcard covers, letter covers, anything like that I collect. Like this one here, it's not saying the date on there, but I know it's 1800s, okay? This one is too. There's some, this one here is 1881. It's a mail cover. That was from, says the Museum of Commemorative Zoology in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So, I mean, there's a variety of stuff here, guys. Just different things. All this stuff here, some banknotes. Here's some old banknotes, guys. Look here. There's some old banknotes. That one there is from Jefferson Savings Bank. For $10, 1899. This one here is 1868, August 9th, the National Bank of Commerce in New York. It was wrote out for $20. I'm sorry. No, that one was wrote out for $70. That was a lot of money back in. And then just different things, guys. Here's an old one. Just different. There's an old airmail one. Got airmail stamps just pile drived all over it. There was something in here too. I collect letters and stuff too. I like old letters, and like this one right here, guys. This old letter right there. Okay. This was written January 3rd in 1878. Okay, and it was addressed to a Mr. Palmer. It says, "Sir, pay the bearer the value of the coupons due me on bonds amount $105. And then below that it says, "You will oblige me." Okay, and her name was Ada Fida. That was her name, F-I-D-A, right there. So little things like that, you know. I mean, here she is, this guy, you know, it was due the $105, and "you will oblige me." You know, that's how they'd say it. You know, today they say, "Hey, you better pay me or I'm going to knock you in the head," you know. Back then it was, they were more polite about it, you know. She literally said, "You will oblige me." In other words, if you don't oblige me, I'm going to take other actions to get my money. So, but, you know, just different things like that. My stamps, guys, I got a lot of them. I got a bunch. I like to collect everything, especially U.S., but I like Canadian stamps. I like the British Commonwealth stamps. I don't know. Here's a bunch that's not even in books yet. These are, I guess I probably got doubles on them, as you can see. There's a lot of different wine stamps in here. Just all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's just something I do. Here's some cutouts. Stamp collectors back in the 20s and 30s, they started collecting cutouts off the envelopes. Well, here's some of them right here. There's some pretty old ones here too, guys. Clear back in the 1860s, 1870s. So just a variety. I've got another book with a bunch of cutouts. There's some more cutouts. Some of them are unused. Never had been used, guys. So I wish they had left them on the envelope. They'd be worth more today if they didn't do the cutout thing. So, but back then that was just the way they did it. Anyway, that's it on the stamps, guys. I'm gonna stop talking about them. My third hobby. I'm going to say artifact collecting, guys. Native American artifacts, Civil War artifacts. And here's the reason I'm saying this too, is because I love to metal detect. I used to metal detect a lot. Me and my dad used to do it a lot. So those were the good old days. Had a lot of fun back then metal detecting. And at the same time, I got into artifact collecting because, you know, I metal detect, and sometimes I'd dig up an artifact. I'd dig up an arrowhead or a spear point or whatever. So I got into that pretty hot and heavy. Here's a couple. These are a couple that I found. This little set right there. I found them all together, guys. Right here in Missouri. So I hope you've seen them. And then here was 2 more that I found with those. They were all within a 5-foot circumference, guys, of each other. So that's some of my artifacts. I've got tons of them, guys, in cases. Most of them are in storage. So all I know is when I pass on, my kids are going to have a small fortune with that kind of stuff. What they do with it, it'd be up to them because I'll be gone. I really won't care. So it'd be nice they held on to it for their grandkids, you know. But yeah, I'm artifact collecting and metal detecting. That was my 3rd one, guys. I did have I was able to, between the military, I was in the military for a long time, guys, and I was in the Air Force and got out and I went back in the Army. In between that, I was invited, actually, on a dig at Cahokia Mounds in Illinois. That's when Cahokia Mounds was just, they was just firing it up and trying to get it turned into a state park and all these different things, okay? And I was invited to go in on a dig as an amateur archaeologist and help dig at Monk's Mound, which was just cool. I was there, I went back and forth, I don't know, for 3 or 4 weeks doing that. In the middle of the summer, it was hot, but I didn't care. I was young and I had a ball doing it. One of the things that I helped find, I found a death mask made out of a conch shell. So it had to come up the Mississippi, okay, because that was during the Mississippian period, guys. You know, that area was huge, Cahokia Mounds. I don't know if any of you, you know, it's outside of East St. Louis. It's in Cahokia City. But if you ever go there, you need to stop and see Cahokia Mounds, guys. The big museum and everything. You know, it's just a pretty cool thing to see. To go in there and see all the different mounds that was there, and Monk's Mound and all that. It's just a real neat thing. But anyway, that was one of the highlights of my life. I love that. When I got to go on that dig and help them, and I found that conch shell, the death mask. That's actually in the museum. Which is pretty cool. And, you know, it's got my name down at the bottom, me and another guy, that we were the finders. So I thought that was kind of cool. You know, I contributed to their museum by helping out. There was no pay there. I didn't get paid to do it. I did it because I love doing it, you know. So it was all for my free time. And guys, I think I talked enough. I think that's enough. That's pretty much it. And there goes the phone. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I'm sitting here recording my phone. It's ringing. There we go. It stopped. It stopped. So hopefully it didn't mess this video up. But now I'm going to tag 3 people, guys. Okay, there's a lot of people that have been tagged. Okay, so I'm going to tag 3 people. And you got to do like me, guys. You got to tell your other 3 hobbies other than model building. That's all. And it's fun, you know. I think this was a good idea, Jeff. And whoever started it before you, it's a great idea. First one I'm going to tag Rusty. Hellcorrex 26, guys. Okay? So Rusty, you've been tagged, buddy. You got to do a video. Kind of the same thing I did. Just act a little silly like me, and you'll get through it. Not a problem. The other person I'm going to tag is Chris at Classic Plastic 101. Okay? Chris is a pretty good old boy, great builder. These guys, you know, Chris, he builds everything. Plastic models to figures to every type you can think of. Rusty's more into game figures, guys. The little game figures. Okay? And he's real good at it. You ought to check his channel out at Hellcorrex 26. And Chris at Classic Plastic 101. Third person I'm going to tag is Martin, okay? Over International British Modeler. Martin. If I'm not mistaken, Martin, I think, might live in the U.S. now. I'm pretty sure he does. Okay? So I'm going to tag Martin over at International British Modeler. Martin's... When I first got on here, I didn't know nothing about it. He put a shout out there for me, guys. I had like 2 subscribers. The next morning I woke up, had like 45. Within a week, I had like 100. Due to Martin. Martin really got it jump-started for me. And I'll never forget that. He's a good old boy. And guys, his planes he builds, if you have not been to International British Modeler, his channel, you need to go there, guys. see his planes he's built, because he's built some dandies. He's just, his detail is unreal. So anyway, that's 3 guys I've tagged, guys. So Rusty, Chris, and Martin, okay? You've been tagged, you've been touched, so hope to see your videos soon, guys. I'm going to go ahead and sign this off. Take care, everyone. God bless. And we'll see you at the next video. Now I got to get up, shut this off. But I got to get up slow. Take care, guys. We'll see you. Bye-bye.